Welcome to episode 140 of the Hurricane Mike Show, where even though the Saints got destroyed, manhandled, befuddled by Sam Darnold, at least the Saints instead they at least scored some points. Because there's one thing that didn't. Because why that?
Because because the Atlanta Falcons exist and they suck.
Amen to that. It's like, the thing is, I told y'all last week, if y'all don't have a kicker, y'all ain't going to win. But it's all Young Hoku's fault, right? It's all Young Hoku's fault. Oh, y'all released Young Hoku. I told you he was the problem. I told you. Now watch us on Sunday against Carolina. We're going to make all the field goals. Not only did you not score any field goals, you didn't score anything at all. But yeah, Young Hoku was the problem, right? He was the problem. All right, we'll get to y'all later. Don't worry, we'll get to y'all later. But let's start. On Thursday night, we had the Miami Dolphins go to Buffalo to play the Bills, where Bills, it was close for a second, but they got a field goal to kind of pad the lead up. So the Bills win by 10, 31-21. Dad, what's your reaction?
Predictable. I mean, I'm surprised that the Dolphins kept it within 10 points, actually. But, yeah, Tua Tagovailoa, he looked pretty good during the game, but, at the end, when it mattered the most, he didn't
Turn the ball over.
He turned the ball over, threw it right to a guy that doesn't play for his team.
Man, that's why people be calling him Tua turn the ball over. Because that's what he be doing. It's like, bruh, I don't play in the NFL, and I would have known not to throw that. It's like, and plus, it's 1st and 10. Your running game's been solid all night. Why are you not running the ball on the 1st and 10? Y'all acted like there was only 10 seconds left in the game. There were like 3 minutes left. You got one of the fastest running backs in the league, man. Let him outrun the Bills' defense, and if he only gets like 5 yards, okay, man. But like Tua, the thing that sucks about the Dolphins, whenever they're losing, that's when Tua turns into panic mode. That's when Tua's like, bro, we're down. If the game ends right now, we lose. So then he starts making mistakes. That's what happens with Tua. Like, the thing is, every time his team is down, he makes mistakes. That's why a lot of the times that you see the Dolphins losing at a point in the game, sometimes they do win those games, but most of the time they end up losing those games because Tua always chokes. And it's not like he chokes because he's a terrible quarterback. He chokes because when the game is on the line, he makes crucial mistakes. Like that pick with 12-0, Josh Allen threw 3 touchdowns. Because you know why? He's calm with it. He's cool with it. Tua throw interception because he's not cool with it. So that's my take on now the 3-0 Bills against the 0-3 Dolphins. Now let's get into probably the most surprising outcome of this week. As the Cleveland Browns, man. Look at the Brownies go. The Green Bay Packers go all the way to Cleveland, and they choke on every single bit of spit against the Browns. 13-10, Browns win. That was your recap of this game.
Well, Green Bay to Cleveland is not really far, but anyway. Yeah, this was the one that surprised me this weekend. I mean, I was looking at it. I mean, the Brownies beat. I had the Packers penciled in the Super Bowl. I mean, after the first 2 weeks of the season, but in the Brownies, playing. You might want to know, how can the Brownies beat the Packers? Well, there's a couple ways they beat the Packers. They ran the ball a little bit, and they played some really solid defense. I've been hearing about this solid defense all year, but it really showed up this weekend, and they really put it to the Packers.
Yeah. Browns, man. 13-7 over the Packers. You know what the Packers did this week? Well, week 3. They did what the Saints did to the Packers back in 2023, if y'all remember. If y'all remember, the Saints were up 17-0 going into the fourth quarter of that game against the Green Bay Packers. And the Saints made a lot of mistakes somehow, some way to lose that game. Except the Packers didn't lose their quarterback due to injury like we did that game. But knocking on wood, obviously. But still, the fact is that literally reminded me of that because the Browns, they were down 10-0 even 3 minutes into 3 minutes left of the game. I'm looking at that and I'm like, how did they lose? But Packers, how did you only score 10 points? I understand the Browns have a good defense, but apparently they have the best defense in the world. Apparently. Like, I understand the Packers ain't the best offense, but you scored 27 points against Washington. You scored 27 against Detroit. But against Cleveland, you can only get 10 points. Punting the ball all over the place. You get your field goal blocked. And that's another thing I noticed this week. What is it with so many kickers getting their kicks blocked this week?
I don't know, buddy. But it
there was like 4 different games. Like 4 different games where a meaningful kick got blocked. Like, I don't know. Did somebody just figure out how to block kicks and then somebody started watching it and they're like, oh, we should do this often? Like, did Brian Brzee give y'all the memo? Because, you know, he's the best back in the world. All right, Marcus in the chat said, so we can agree the Saints are winning out.
Yes, let's agree to that. Okay.
Rather for MVP? Okay.
We got a comedian in the house. All right.
If you're right, yay. If you're wrong, boo. But
yay.
I mean, look, I'm a Saints fan. Okay. So if we went out, am I gonna be happy? Yes. But in order to win out, it's not like we're playing trash teams the rest of the season. We gotta play the Bills Sunday. We lost by 31 points to the Seahawks, who have Sam Darnold. And Darnold's not a bad quarterback now. He's not. I wouldn't pray where that's due. But he's not on no Josh Allen level. I've never, and I mean I've never been less looking forward to a game in my entire life than Sunday. That's how bad it is. Like, I think the Saints might keep it close. I think it's going to be a defensive game. But I don't trust the Saints to be on the winning end. Seahawks are barely above mid. And yeah, and we gave up 44 points to them. And they're barely above mid. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, we'll see how the season goes. I mean, hey, if you're right, I'll freaking give you a shout out. Do y'all remember the last time Tion? Okay, I'm pretty sure you're probably gonna say something about like the last time Saints played the Seahawks or whatever. All right, Saints played the Bills. I do, and that was a traumatic experience. That was on Thanksgiving. I had to wear tape over my mouth because I lost a bet the previous week. I remember every second of that game. Stephon Diggs carved Marshawn Lattimore into a freaking turkey that day. Josh Allen do whatever he wanted. Trevor Siemian was our quarterback. We had like 55 players on IR. It was not fun that day. Yeah. So yeah, it's probably going to be round 2 of that. Anyways, let's get back on track. But hey, if you want to leave any comments, we'll respond to them. Colts over the Titans, 41-20. What's your recap?
Man, no big surprise here. I mean, Titans, they, probably gonna lose every game they play. The rookie didn't look. I
wouldn't say that. They play the Saints later this season, so I wouldn't say they'll lose every game.
The rookie looked like a rookie. He turned the ball over.
Yeah.
Colts 3-0. They're looking pretty good.
Hold on. Before we continue, can we say a prayer for Giants fans? Just bow your heads. Lord, I pray that Giants fans don't try to commit suicide after watching Daniel Jones because they know not what they do. They let Saquon go, and he was playing at an MVP level. Then they let Daniel Jones go, and now they're calling this man Indiana Jones. Lord, please protect all the Giants fans. Amen. Because boy, oh boy, it's dark in New Jersey. I watched the Colts game. They look good. I didn't watch that game. In fact, I didn't really watch much football early because I had something to do. But I watched, like the fourth quarter, some games. Yeah, but I did see some highlights and stuff. Jonathan Taylor. Taylor is probably a top 4 running back in the league. At least that's what he's playing. Like the Colts, man, they scored 17 points in the first quarter. Man, Jonathan Taylor, 3 touchdowns, kept the Colts undefeated with a 41-20 thumping of the winless Titans. And now the Indianapolis Colts, with their 3-0 start, is their best start since 2009. Do you remember what happened that year?
2009, the Colts' best. Yes, they lost the Super Bowl to some team.
Yeah. Offense looks simple, but really good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, 41 points. I mean, I understand it's the Titans. They're being mid-teams. I understand that. But, look, at the end of the day, a win is a win, man. What's up, Jerry? Like, I'm not saying the Colts are probably the best team in football. They're definitely top 5. I mean, you had week 1, you put up 30 against the Dolphins. I understand it's the Dolphins, but shoot, the Dolphins almost beat the Bills, who everybody's claiming is the best team in football right now. And then they beat the Titans 41-20. So I'm just saying. You was listening to my voicemail? Yeah, I still got to check that out later. Yeah. But yeah, Colts win. Titans, welcome to the depression, man. You blasted the Falcons fan? Yes, I did. Yeah, I still remember every word I said. They lost to some team in the Super Bowl. Yeah, the Colts did, huh? I think their colors are black and gold, too. I think they had Drew Brees as their quarterback. Yeah, that's the last time the Colts were 3-0. Fun fact. Moving on, let's talk about a team that, believe it or not, score-wise, lost worse than the Saints did on Sunday. We only lost by 31. Yep, that would be up there. We only lost by 31. They lost by 38. Vikings, man, with Carson Wentz, beat the Bengals 48-10. And do we have a potential QB1 takeover with Carson Wentz? What's your reaction to the Vikings win?
First off, did you go off on John O'Barnes' show?
I did.
You went off? Okay.
Like, yeah.
That's good. So,
no Joe Burrow, no offense. I mean, yeah, you're right. Okay, continue, Dad.
No Joe Burrow, no offense. But his defense still hasn't improved in the past, 3 years? I mean, they're just sorry, garbage,
Ever since their Super Bowl year, their defense been trash.
Their defense was trash. The offensive line was trash. It looked like they still having the same problems. I don't know what they're doing over there. Maybe we need to get Kyle Phelps on the phone and be like, what are y'all guys doing over there? He was just on the show last week talking about how, they're going to beat the Vikings or something like that. They don't need Joe Burrow or something like that. But, yeah, you need Joe Burrow. Y'all need a defense. Y'all need a lot.
Yeah, Marcus says no defense, not surprised. Yeah, look, their defense is trash. Like 48 points to Carson Wentz in 2025.
Carson Wentz came out of retirement on him. Woo!
Yeah. Like Wentz threw 2 touchdowns. Fun fact, I learned something. Shout out to Kyle Phelps. He actually told me this. Apparently this weekend I learned something where Carson Wentz actually has the lowest interception rate of all time.
So, Kyle Phelps was trying to make you feel good about the Vikings beating the brakes off the Bengals. Come on, Kyle. You better than that, dude.
No, that was before the game even happened. He said that's But like the Vikings, man,
he was trying to set you up, bro. He was trying to set you up because he knew Carson Wentz was coming in there to whip that ass. He knew that.
I picked the Vikings to win, man. I picked the Vikings to win. Yes, I did. You know, that was like one of the 6 correct picks I got. It was the Vikings. But yeah, Carson Wentz. I won't be shocked if Carson Wentz is the Vikings QB until week 18. To be honest, that's how bad JJ McCarthy looks. They're probably gonna put in JJ eventually, but you know, anyways. Ian Book could have beat them. Okay,
No,
let's
no.
not get into it ourselves.
No.
Ian Book couldn't even beat the Dolphins back in 2021. Like, let's I understand the joke, but let's
couldn't beat the Dolphins. He couldn't complete a pass. He couldn't get off a pass. I mean, he didn't know where he was throwing. He didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, bro, it's like that game will forever go into Saints Hall of Fame. Not because it was a great game, because it was terrible. Anyways, Andy Dalton could have, maybe, you know, I'll give you Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton probably could have won. Andy Dalton, he's been playing solid football, you know, whenever he came into Carolina the last couple of years. I'll give you that one. Anyways, moving on. Steelers over the Patriots, 21-14 in Foxborough. Dad, what you got to say to the Steelers and the Patriot fans?
Big win for the Steelers on the road at Foxborough. Aaron Rodgers didn't look too good. I mean, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. You gotta clean up those picks, young man. Young man. But
this man's 40, Dad.
He's in his 40s, but he's
this man's almost as old as you.
Oh, I was over there. Anyway. So Pittsburgh 2-1. I still don't think they're a very good team. I mean, they may be a good team. They're just not a great team. Like, you know, everybody was saying all offseason how great they was gonna be. Didn't know they're not great. They just man. I mean, they beat a mad team. So let's see what they do going forward.
Yeah, Marcus says Tommy Stevens could have, referring to the Bengals. Okay, I don't think any quarterback would beat the Bengals, though. I mean, but we'll see. But yeah, Steelers over the Patriots 21-14. Rodgers threw 2 touchdown passes. But man, that Steelers defense, like the first 2 weeks, we were wondering if their defense also stepped. And they're like, nah, we're just gonna go ahead and force 5 turnovers to beat the Patriots. You know? Yeah, Rodgers, man. Even though Rodgers apparently in the press conference was like he didn't think the Steelers did enough with Kansas Bay. Did enough to win the game, which is more than I could say about my stupid garbage team. Now let's talk to probably the second most confusing game in the league that happened. The Eagles, man. In the first half, they're like, they football do it choice. Then the second half comes and they're like, wait, okay, I'm back. Okay, I know how to play football now. And then they won. Let's see, their defense had 30 fantasy points too. The Vikings or the what game were we just talking? The Steelers you're talking about? Yeah, I mean I can see why. Yes, yeah. And they forced 5 turnovers. Anyways, Eagles over the Rams, 33-26, which was one of the other games where a blocked field goal took place. 2 of them, actually. 2 blocked field goals. One of them was at the end of the game. So that was your recap for this game.
Yeah, that blocked field goal was big, but Jalen Hurts was big. 3 touchdown passes, 1 touchdown running. So, yeah. The Rams couldn't contain that man, so he pretty much single-handedly beat y'all. Gotta do better.
Yeah. Marcus says the Eagles wasn't passing the ball. I mean, they passed the ball 32 times, so, you know, I think that's more than some teams did. Their fans missing Kellen Moore. I mean, they scored 33 points, so I don't think they're missing them too much. So, but that's I hope one day they'll be able to miss Kellen Moore. But and hey, Kellen Moore was actually, and look, you can go back to my channel from before we even hired this man. I was saying I wanted Kellen Moore more than any other candidate, more than Joe Brady, more than Mike McCarthy. Oh, in the first half, yeah, probably, but more than Mike McCarthy, more than Joe Brady, more than the Miami guy, Anthony Weaver. I wanted Kellen Moore, like more than Darren Rizzi, who a lot of Saints fans wanted, more than Mike Kafka, more than Cliff Kingsbury. The guy I wanted was Kellen Moore. So we'll see if I was right. But yeah, Eagles win 33-26. Jordan Davis seals the Eagles 33-26 thrilling win over the Rams with Philly's second blocked field goal of the fourth quarter, which eventually won the game. More than Joe Brady. Yeah, man. I wanted him more than Joe Brady. Like Brady, I think was probably my top, like in the top 3 or 4 or 5. Like I wasn't gonna be mad if they hired Joe Brady, but I wanted more. Like, that was the guy I wanted. But yeah, Eagles win 33-26. Jordan Davis, the hero of Philly. Let's move to a game where another blocked field goal took place, but unfortunately the team did not win that blocked field goal. Buccaneers over the New York Jets, 29-27. Buccaneers move out to 3-0. They're in the undefeated group, which is disgusting to say. And the Jets are with us in the winless category with 0-3. That was your recap.
I don't think it's very impressive because it's the Jets. So let's keep that in mind. I mean, you're Tampa Bay, you're at home, and you get a 2-point win over the Jets. I mean, I don't think it's time to celebrate yet. So we'll see how they move forward. Baker Mayfield had a pretty good day. 19-29, 233, 1 touchdown, no picks. Pretty good. They ran the ball a little bit for 122 yards. So they did all right. But it's the Jets, so calm down.
Yeah, I mean, the Buccaneers are a couple of plays from being 0-3, to be honest with you. Yeah. Like, if a couple plays don't go their way, they're 0-3. Like, if Younghoe Koo makes the field goal in week 1 against Atlanta and Atlanta wins that game in overtime, there's one loss. If the Texans would have stopped Tampa Bay on 4th and 10 last week, Texans win that game. And let's say the Buccaneers missed the field goal. 0-3. So the Buccaneers are a few plays from being 0-3 with us. But they've been lucky. They're probably the luckiest team in the league right now. Their 3-0 Magic's going to run out soon, especially since they're playing the Eagles this week. So, yeah. That kind of spoils my pick for that game. You already made my picks. Kind of spoils it, but I don't see your luck running too much, Too much. Anyways, moving on. The Jaden Daniels-less Washington Commanders beat the living crap out of the Las Vegas Raiders, 41-24. At least we know what the loss stands for. Loss in Las Vegas stands for loss. LOSS, not LAS. You got to change the spelling of that name now. Commanders win. That was your recap.
They dusted off Marcus Mariota and got into this game. And, without missing a beat. I mean, that just goes to show a little bit about, the supporting cast, how good you are. If you could lose your starting quarterback and still open a can against another NFL team. So that's what the Washington Commanders did. That's what Marcus Mariota did. He looked pretty good. And were they able to run the ball? Yeah, they ran the ball a little bit, over 200 yards. So the supporting cast did well, but they do need Jaden Daniels back. But for right now, Marcus Mariota was like, I got this.
Yeah. And hey, I said, because you on the prediction episode said that it's going to be a low scoring game because no Jaden Daniels, and I still had the Commanders scoring over 30 points without Jaden Daniels. I thought the Raiders were that bad. And they overdid my expectations. They scored 40 on them. Granted, the last touchdown kind of came in garbage time, but hey, a touchdown's a touchdown. I do like Trey Tucker of the Raiders, though. He had 3 touchdowns, so Trey Tucker definitely balled out. Everybody else, Ashton Jeanty, man, that I'm not gonna say it yet, but 6th overall pick in the Heisman race somehow. I mean, a lot of people were saying the Saints should draft him for some reason. If you just know you're a rookie, so we're gonna give you grace your first year, but come your second year, you're expected to be like all pro level. like what Bijan's doing. Speaking of Bijan, let's move on to that because I said all-pro level, but he didn't play like an all-pro yesterday or Sunday. As good God, look at this score, Dad.
You like that, huh?
Panthers at home beat the Falcons 30-0. Dad, what's your recap of this game?
My recap is Atlanta, Carolina. Man, woo! Man, let's look at some of these numbers. Atlanta, Michael Penix Jr., 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. Man, shoot. Did they run the ball? No, they didn't run the ball. Moving on. Let's go to Bryce Young. Bryce Young. No, he didn't do much of anything. And they scored 30 points. He didn't throw no touchdown pass. He didn't throw over 200 yards. He didn't throw for 150 yards. That little boy does what he does every week and loses. He plays Atlanta and wins 30-0.
He didn't even have 100 passing yards going into the last 6 minutes of the game.
121 yards. That's what he passed for.
Like, this man literally didn't have 100 yards till like the fourth quarter. And yet they still scored 30. Like, they scored a pick six, man. With a guy with 3 names. Usually I'll make a joke saying how guys with 3 names can't be trusted, but in Carolina you can trust them because, bro, when I saw that interception, I was like, who are you throwing the ball to, bro? Like, I was watching a video where an Atlanta fan was reacting to the game. He didn't even know the result, nothing. It was a live reaction. And before the game started, he was like, man, we're going to whoop the Panthers' tail. Man, they already know we're going to whoop them. And during the game, he was like, my quarterback is better than yours. My quarterback is better than yours. This man threw what? 36 passes or whatever and couldn't even complete 20 of them. He couldn't even complete 20 of them. But y'all Super Bowl bound every year, right? Y'all better than the Saints. At least the Saints, in their atrocity, at least they scored something. Like, if the Saints would have played Atlanta on Sunday, we would have won 13-0. So I ain't trying to hear it. We scored more points than y'all, bro. And we scored 13. We scored a single touchdown the whole game, and we still scored more than y'all. Y'all couldn't score a thing against the Panthers. And I said this last time. It's not like the Panthers are a great team. The Panthers aren't even a good team. The Panthers might not even be a mid team. And you still lost to them 30-0. Nothing. 0. Donut. At least, now, look, if you have any Falcon fans that are friends, family members, whatever, and if you want to treat them and go to like a place to like get a dessert or something, or just take them out for their birthday, go to a donut shop because they love them donuts. Because their team scored a donut on Sunday, so just go get them a donut real quick. It's cheap and easy. And when I say cheap, I mean, like what, $40 million cheap? Because that's how much you're paying Kirk Cousins to sit on the bench. And yeah, you got to put him in the game because Penix is not good. And I tried telling y'all that, but y'all just have to blow this up, saying how Penix, all the Penix, every single Penix. Oh, we eat, sleep, breathe Penix. But he got benched for Kirk Cousins, a guy that you've been trying to trade for, or a guy you've been trying to trade away for at least, like, what, 7 months? Make it make sense. We have an excuse. We're a rebuilding team. There's no shame in that. Y'all scored 0 on the freaking Panthers. One of the worst teams in football. Itty bitty Bryce Fallons. Amen, Jerry. But anyways, let's move on to probably the best game, or from the best game of the week. And let's go to this game that was just there. Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Houston Texans 17-10, and C.J. Gardner-Johnson got cut by the Texans for whatever reason. I don't know what he did wrong, but hey, C.J. Gardner-Johnson fails means Mikey succeeds. What's your reaction to this game?
Reaction is somebody had to win this sad game. That's what my reaction is. I mean, C.J. Stroud, you got to do better than that, buddy. 2 turnovers, 2 interceptions. Can't have that. And my boy Trevor Lawrence didn't play much better. 20 of 40. No touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, somebody had to win this sad game. I mean, both teams looked like they were trying to lose it. But Jacksonville just was a well, let's put it this way. Houston was a little bit worse than Jacksonville.
Yeah, I mean the Texans are 0-3 right now, so they're walking on eggshells as of this very moment. Brian Thomas Jr. came up big late as the Jaguars send the Texans to 0-3, the 17-10 victory, however. But yeah, apparently Thomas had a bad drop in the game, and then they started booing him, and it was like, okay, you trying to boo me? Hold my beer. And yeah, they won. Thomas, I ain't gonna lie, has been having a little bit of drop issues, but at least they're on a winning team. And at least they didn't lose At least they didn't lose I don't know, 30-0 or something. But anyways, Chargers, man, walk off field goal, back-to-back weeks where Denver loses by a game-winning field goal. Chargers win 23-20. What's your reaction to this?
My reaction is poor Sean Payton. Poor Denver Broncos. I mean, on the weekend that every field goal and punt is getting blocked, he can't get one block to win the game. I mean, Sean, I know he was sitting around saying, everybody else blocking kicks, so we're about to block this kick. But no, he didn't block it. So, Chargers sail past the Broncos to go 3-0.
Yeah, Chargers, man, the Chargers, we say this every year, and they don't do it, and they still probably won't do it because they're the Chargers, but shoot, they might win that division over the Chiefs. The Chiefs might be done. Even though they won on Sunday, did they really?
Giants.
Yeah, did they really? That's going to be one of the last games to lose on Sunday night, but did they really win? Next, Seahawks win. Whoop-de-doo. What's your updated reaction?
Just it's not looking good. 0-3, and we didn't even put up much of a fight. That's the most disappointing thing is that you had a close first game, second game. You had the ball with a chance to win at the end, and then you get in the third game. You're feeling good about that a little bit, and then you just throw this complete dud where you're not even competitive, man. So
yeah, bro.
That's my reaction.
I want to take y'all back. Somebody on my live stream put a comment in the comment section, and they timestamped when the punt return touchdown happened and when the blocked punt happened. So now everybody's probably gonna go look at that now. On that 95-yard punt return touchdown, because I'm still shocked even 2 days later. Go look at it. Nobody touched him. Mr. Torrey Horton, on the way to the end zone, nobody touched him. From the 5-yard line to the end zone, not a single Saints player laid hands on him. They didn't get a shoelace on him. They didn't get their ears on him. They didn't get a helmet on him. They didn't get a fingernail on him. The only thing that touched Torrey Horton on the way to the end zone was cool air. So, other than that, how was the game? It was terrible even without that. Even if that play doesn't happen, the game's still terrible. When you go down 21-0 in the first quarter, 38-6 at halftime, I'm sorry, but that's just a terrible experience. That's just a funeral at that point. The Saints literally, honestly, I was thinking the Saints should just be exiled from the NFL at that point. You should not be on an NFL field if you're going to lose 44-13 and lose 38-6 at halftime. Blake Grupe, you got one job, buddy. You ain't got to throw the ball. You ain't got to catch the ball. You ain't got to run. You ain't got to tackle. All you got to do is kick the ball, and you can't even do it. We can't even rely on our kicker. But you want to go 6 for 6 in the preseason. But we've played 3 games, and you've missed a field goal in every single game. Buddy, get your head on straight. Man, we're not going to go 1-16 if you keep missing kicks. But yeah, Bears beat the Cowboys 31-14. What's your recap of this?
My recap is Caleb Williams probably had the best game of his career. Threw for just under 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, while Dak Prescott was stinking up the joint. So there you go. That's how you become, or how you get a blowout win over another NFL team.
Yeah, Caleb Williams tied career high with 4 touchdown passes, and Ben Johnson got his first win as the Bears head coach.
Woohoo!
Yep. And game balls were given to Caleb Williams and Tremaine Edmonds. So good job, Bears. Y'all did good. Yeah, the Cowboys, man, y'all playing the Packers next week. Y'all don't have no CeeDee Lamb as he's out for a few weeks. And y'all don't have Tyler Booker, your first round pick, as he's out for a few weeks. So yeah, it sucks to be a Cowboys fan right now. San Francisco 49ers beat the Arizona Cardinals in a game where they won and they lost at the same time. They basically did the Bengals from last week, where you won, but it costed you your star player. And the 49ers, that's what happened. They beat the Cardinals 16-15, but they lost Nick Bosa in the process. So, Dad, what is your recap after this game?
I think that's Mac Jones 2-0, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And Mac Jones, his numbers was 1 touchdown, 1 pick.
Oh, yeah, now he's all right because he's not playing the Saints defense. Okay, continue.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he almost got 300 yards and running the ball. 73 yards. They didn't run the ball at all. So, yeah, this was a horrible game. 16-15. I mean, it's not as horrible if you're old school and like a little defense played and a little sloppy football here and there, but not a very pretty game by today's standards. But the name of the game is to win the game, and the 49ers did that. So congratulations to them being 3-0, and Cardinals losing their first game of the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this game was like, bro, it was like 6-6 entering the fourth quarter. Like nobody wanted to win. You know how bad this game was? The Cardinals got a safety in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes left because the 49ers committed holding in the end zone. If that's not the definition of trying to give away the game, I don't know what is. Like, how do you hold in the end zone knowing the risk, bruh? And then the Cardinals on third down, for some reason, go long to Zay Jones or whoever it was. It was either Harrison or Zay Jones. I know they kind of have the same number, kind of. I don't know. But someone dropped the ball. Like, neither of these teams wanted to win the game, bruh. Well, I know the saying is you play to win the game. Not for these fools. They were just playing just to freaking say, hey, at least we played a football game. But yeah, 49ers win 16-15, move on to undefeated as the Cardinals. They get their first loss of the season. Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Football beat the New York Giants 22-9 and may have officially retired Russell Wilson. Dad, what is your recap?
Yeah, just like we said earlier, that the Chiefs still not playing like the Chiefs has in the last 3 or 4 years. They beat the Giants. So like I said earlier about, another situation. I think it was the Jets. It's just the Giants. It's just the Jets. It's just sad New York teams. Y'all don't, be all excited. You got your first win of the year. It's a sad team. You're going to play better teams. So you need to get it together. As far as, Russell Wilson, I don't know. I mean, they still didn't pull him. They still didn't put in the rookie.
Did you hear the news earlier?
No, I didn't. What happened?
Jackson Dart is starting this week.
Oh, well, there you go, Jackson. You get your first opportunity. He looked pretty good in the preseason. But now it's a whole different ball game, Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
We talked about it during the draft. I wasn't too impressed with you at Ole Miss, too. So, I mean, we'll see what you got. I'll be watching. I know that.
Yeah. Jackson Dart actually played a little bit on Sunday night. Like, they kept pulling him. Like, they kept on pulling out Wilson for whatever reason just to give Dart some plays where he just hands the ball off or whatnot.
Yeah, see,
So
he's
yeah,
got one rushing attempt too for 3 yards.
yeah. So they put it in dart like for like 2 or 3 plays at a time, but nothing much. Chiefs still win. Giants, y'all just. But man, isn't it crazy that either the Ravens with Lamar Jackson or the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes will be 1-3 next week because they play each other.
Lamar Jackson and who?
And Patrick Mahomes.
Oh.
As the Lions, man, they freaking went to Baltimore and they were not playing with them as they beat the Ravens 38-30. Dad, what is your reaction to that?
My reaction is, I think Derrick Henry should never try to throw another football. That's what I really truly believe. And
I mean, he's thrown 4 touchdowns in his career.
well, it had to be really sneak surprise type of thing. Did you see that duck he threw?
I did. I'm surprised that was not intercepted.
Lamar Jackson looked at him and he wanted to go over there and snatch his soul out from him.
Yeah, Derrick Henry did not play good yesterday, especially with that fumble.
He fumbled and he only ran for 50 yards. Yeah, not a good day at the office. I'll tell you who did have a good day at the office. So y'all need to start putting respect on this man's name.
I'm not.
Jared Goff.
Oh, him. Yeah, I'll put respect on him. I thought you were about to talk about Lamar, but yeah, I'll put respect on Goff's name.
Man, Jared Goff takes so much crap. I don't know why. I mean, he just, he went to the Super Bowl when he was with the Rams, and now,
no, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. No, that
he
was
legally did.
But
No, it was Goff, but he didn't in my eyes.
Okay. Yeah, but now he just goes to Detroit. And they're one of the best offenses in the league. They put up a lot of points. It's move the ball up and down the field. I mean, and look what we got. We can barely throw and catch the ball. I mean, so put some respect where respect is due. Jared Goff is doing his thing. I think I kind of counted out the Detroit Lions last week. Like they got these new coordinators. They don't look like the same team. But what they do this week, they not roll, but they win against one of the teams that I think could be in the Super Bowl in the Baltimore Ravens. So Detroit's there. Detroit's gonna be fine.
Yeah, in order for the Ravens to make the Super Bowl, Lamar's gonna have to up his game because he had a solid game yesterday. Don't get me wrong, but there were some plays where it's like, what are you doing, Lamar? Like on the goal line, 4th and goal, this man not only fumbled the ball, but you gotta throw it. And can we talk about John Harbaugh for a second? I got something to say. This man is probably one of the most overrated coaches I've seen in my life. This man is the Dabo Swinney of NFL. It's like, I don't understand what this man is going through his mind. It is 3rd and goal at the 1-yard line, and you're doing a pitch to the right with Derrick Henry when Hutchinson is over there licking his chops. And then, even though you have Derrick Henry, and you can just hand it over to him, and he can just fly like a freaking bird into the end zone. Like, the goal line is literally Derrick Henry's playground. And you're going to do a pitch? And then on 4th and goal, you do something horrible, where you have Lamar not only throw the ball, but it was out of what? Shotgun, was it? Or pistol? I don't know. But I'm looking at that formation, and I'm like, all you need is a single yard. What are you doing, Harbaugh? Or whoever's calling the offensive plays?
You know what I say about that play and about all these other plays where these teams are going for 4th downs when they don't need to go for 4th down? I'm rooting against them. Every single 4th down play, I hope they miss it. Because it's stupid. Unless it's going to be 4th down in inches, you don't go for it. You inside the 5-yard line, kick the field goal. I'd rather 3 points than to have you, run around and then fumble the ball or throw it incomplete or whatever. Kick the field goal, take points. I mean, this bothers me that people going for 4th down like all the time.
Yeah, but I was watching that, and I was like, okay, even if they don't get it, you give the ball to the line at the 1-yard line, so maybe your defense can get a safety or stop. But this man, Lamar Jackson, not only holds the ball for too long, but then the ball doesn't get punched out, nothing. This man goes ahead and drops the ball. And the Lions, even if the Lions did recover it, it wasn't going to matter. It was 4th down anyway. So not only do you lose field position that way, instead of giving the ball to Detroit at the 1-yard line, since if you weren't going to get it regardless, you give them the ball at the 20-yard line. And it was 4th and goal at the 1. Give the ball to Derrick. You signed Derrick Henry for a reason. I understand he didn't have the best game yesterday, but he didn't get you a freaking yard. Like, what are you doing, Harbaugh? Like, I understand you might not be the one calling the offensive plays, but you're the dang head coach. You run the shots. I can't stand when people act like Harbaugh's the top 5 or even top 10 coach in the league. Like, this man's getting bailed out with Lamar Jackson. Like, this man got lucky with Lamar. Like, even though I be crapping on Lamar a lot, I can confidently say Lamar's a pretty good, is a great quarterback. He's top 5, no doubt about it. But the fact of the matter is, you have Derrick Henry. I don't care how great Lamar is. You got Derrick Henry. So why are you trying to put the ball in Lamar's hands? And if you score a touchdown, you might win the game. Like, and now you're about to be now you're 1-2. It might be 1-3, depending on if you lose to the Chiefs or not last week or next week, which you probably will because you can't beat the Chiefs. At least the Bills can beat them in the regular season. Y'all can't beat them at all. But anyways, that's probably Dad. You got anything else for us?
Nope, we're good.
All right, well, Dad. Well, hold on. Shout out to Marcus and Jerry G for popping in. Dad, where can they find you?
You can find me on Mic'd Up Sports YouTube channel and over there on Hurricane Mike's show every week, 3-4 times a week, doing all these shows, pregame, postgame, pick'em shows, recap shows, all these shows. I need to start getting paid for it. That's what I know I need.
Yeah. I mean, if I was getting paid, I would definitely give you some money, but I'm not getting paid, so I don't know what to tell you. So, but if I ever get monetized, then yeah, I'll send you some money. But can't give what I don't got right now. So, anyways, yeah, you can always find me at Hurricane Mike Kyle Phelps and give me a review Who That Sports Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, turn the bell on so you don't miss a future upload. And as always, we're gonna leave them with a Who Dat, and don't be a what?
Don't be a Falcon fan, man. They can't score no points.
That's what happens when you can't kick. That's what happens when you can't kick a field goal.
Donut.